But check that out. That's custom. Morning. No ice scraper. We improvised. Yesterday it rained all day. Pretty much a steady drizzle, 35 degrees, so we didn't get a whole lot accomplished yesterday. But even with all that rain, I'm hoping we can shell some corn tonight. We got a lot of stuff to do. We got to move some trucks, move some grain, fix some stuff that we've been kind of put off, so we'll see. Hopefully we can get something out of the field tonight. Now hopefully this truck's brakes aren't froze. A couple videos ago I mentioned winter fixes that never get fixed. Well, we cut the air dryer off this thing last year because it quit working. Never got her fixed. Looks like they're not froze. We're rolling. And we're finally starting to get some of that cold weather the rest of you guys have been getting. I think last night it was 20 degrees. So I think that's about the coldest we've been so far. Now this corn is dry and I'm going to take it to town. Hopefully, since no one ran yesterday, the line's not too busy. We'll see. Might have been a whole lot of guys that were thinking the same thing I was thinking. But look at the job that garden hoe did on this windshield. Real nice, Clark, real nice. I also just discovered the heater doesn't work in this truck. It's good conditioning for duck season. We should probably just roll the windows down and really get it going. Been getting asked a lot what happens to our corn after we get it out of the field and sell it. We sell pretty much all of our stuff to the Chillicothe Cargill because it's 5-10 miles away. It gets hauled out on a rail right there and shipped down south. I'm pretty positive most of it gets turned into chicken feed, if I'm not mistaken. Some of it will get taken over to the ethanol plant, but normally what they do with that, if they need corn at the ethanol plant, they just cut the bases here and make us haul it there. Thanks, Cargill. But yeah, that's pretty much what happens to our corn. Some people seem to think that the corn we're raising is the corn you would buy at like Kroger's or Walmart. That's not the case. That's a different kind of corn. This is, like I said, mostly getting turned into animal feed or ethanol. Head back over and check the dryer, make sure it's all running good. Our wet bin is probably 3/4 of the way full. We shut it off the other night when this weather started moving in, so hopefully it'll dry all morning and we'll have enough space where we can run the night. Looks like the black truck didn't start. Dad doesn't want to put new batteries in it. He swears they're good, but if this thing sits more than 2 days, we got to jump it now. I think it needs new batteries. Always make sure you're in neutral before you do this. Letting everything warm up. Hopefully the pit's not frozen. That's why I really want to get a building over that thing. I was hoping that would be done by now, but it's not. Then we'll get these two trucks dumped. These have wet corn on them, has to get dried. It's cold. It is cold. Finally got that truck started though. The door's froze shut on this one. Yeah, not only is it cold, like I say, it rained all day. And it rained right around freezing. So everything is icy. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh, no. And this one won't start. There's a chunk right there, but at least the cooker is working this morning. Warm in here. Stoke the fire a little bit. Get the go-go juice poured. Alright, everything's running, everything's finally started. Finished dumping this truck. I think we're going to eat a ham sandwich and I don't know what we're going to do after that. There is some crap that needs fixed over at the other grain bins, so I don't know if we're ever gonna mess with that. I don't know. He heard me say something about eating lunch. Hey, I need you to eat something. People are complaining. Haven't filmed you eating for a while. Here.
Oh, come on. Of all the things you feed me.
Bread and water.
See what all we got to do to this place, see what all's frozen and everything. And then maybe we can put a load of corn over here tonight. And of course everything's got water in it over here. Perfect. Not sure what I was thinking, but I need to take that truck over there. So I'm back here now. What? Yummy. Oh yeah, this is good stuff. Let me try to avoid this area. This would be a good time to like, fill the combine or something. Nah, I'm kidding. There's a little bit of corn on the grain cart. I'm gonna unload it. Now we do still have, well, I think we have 20 hours left on this tractor, but we might unhook it, put the cart back on the 1038, just because I would like to try this thing in some tillage. So brother BJ, how was your first experience with the leg boot?
You got the beeping finger ready?
He's seeing now while we put the other leg above ground. It does sound like we're having some issues with this leg, like maybe something a little bit more serious than we thought. So I think we are going to call in the professionals. I just seen a rat. I don't know if you guys were watching last year, but this is how I kill them around here. Dad, he just went down to the field. He's going to see how wet it is. It is pretty slimy on top. We'll just have to see. I'm not worried about us getting stuck. I hope we run. I don't know if Dad will want to track up the fields as bad as we will, but we'll see. Hopefully, it'll just be the three of us. Hopefully we can knock out there's like 25 acres down there, 5 truckloads, so hopefully we can knock that out tonight. Taking this truck to town, figured I'd take the one with heat this time. That's a good looking truck. Electrician's over here looking at this leg. I'll start moving the trucks down there to the field. Dad had to go pick up a barrel of oil or something for some reason. I'm not real sure what he was saying there. And yeah, hopefully, like I said, hopefully we can get this knocked out relatively quick. And then we'll be done with the corn over here on this particular farm. All right, Dad's gonna do some work on the sprayer. I didn't realize it, but it's not winterized yet, so hopefully that thing's not really screwed up. So he's gonna do that. I think he's gonna take it over to the heated shop too. So I'm gonna hop in his combine, and me and my brother, we're gonna knock out this field. Big Mike's coming, he's gonna truck for us. Yeah, hopefully we can get this done and move on. If you've been watching back this summer, this field had some cucumber in it. Now this is not edible cucumber, it's called bird cucumber. It's a weed, it's a viney weed. Getting ready to go through a patch of it. Hopefully this doesn't cause any issues. I think we were able to control it fairly well enough that it shouldn't be an issue. It didn't flatten. Man, you guys lost me there. It didn't flatten any large swaths of corn, so hopefully it's not an issue. A little less than ideal. Worst part of it is this is such a shady spot that's had water on it. Probably going to fight this for maybe 10 bushels of corn. It's probably not even worth it. And we're getting out. That didn't take long. Yep, this is definitely less than ideal. I mean, nothing to it getting it off of there, but that's what it does. It's just a big ball. You can see right here. This is probably the worst part. Like I say, it's not a bad patch. I mean, a bad patch of burr cucumber, this would all be flat, and someone would be walking on the combine with a garden rake trying to shove that stuff into it. So this isn't bad, but yeah, this might cause a little bit of issues for a few minutes. Hey, we're getting a little muddy. Might be the first time those tracks are actually going to be like real handy. Try her again. Not having much luck feeding, and this isn't even in the cucumbers. Looks like I lost my ride. It's fun while it lasted. Alright, well, Dad and them guys are finishing that field. I'm gonna go ahead and start moving my combine over to the next field, and then I'll probably come back over here and help Cody truck. But hopefully we can get started in that next one. We got a 30-acre field right beside our house, actually. Hoping to get into it tonight. Yeah, we're moving. I guess by we I mean me. I'm gonna leave the head here. I need to go over and check the holding bin just to see if we're gonna have enough room to even start this field tonight. I guess I hadn't thought about that, but we might catch the dryer of the field they're in, depending on how good it does. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully we can run tonight. I don't think any of us really expected to be able to run today. I assumed it would be too muddy out, too wet still, but it's not, and I think that's kind of why we're in this predicament. I guess if I'd have known that we were going to be able to run today, I probably would have went over and started that dryer last night. To the top. We got 4 rings in this bin. That's roughly 20,000 bushel. What we got in the holding bin. When we built these, we just had a platform built over to the wet bin, which is awesome because you only got to climb 1 ladder. But you can't really check how many rings you got when you're pretty well full in this wet bin. So you got to open the door and count. Looks like we got 2.5, 3 rings. Uh-oh! Looks like we're doing it dirty now. That pipe stayed loose, but shut the blower off. We don't have to have it, we just like to have it. But you can go ahead, I can go on up there and block the road. Moving the combine now. I got Kayla in front of me flagging, so hopefully we don't run over anybody. Gotten her a little close. It's a good thing we don't have a lot of cab corn, or we'd probably catch that line. Looks like that was doing a lot. Seems legit. Hi, Hans. I think Hans found a skunk. It stinks. Just like that, we're ready to shell some corn. I hope if nothing breaks, we get trucks. We don't fill up the wet bin. All right, I'm going to start on this field. There's no trucks here, there's no grain cart here. I can't do a whole lot. I'm basically just going to make sure this head's working. I haven't ran it since we did all that work to it last week, so I want to make sure it is working. And I'd also like to carve out a place for trucks to turn around. Hans, go, go, go! Dad's combine definitely spoiled me with row feelers and auto height. This one being manual. Oh well. We're combining corn. The adjustments we made to this head are definitely helping with the butt shelling. Not losing near as much corn on the head, so that's good. We should have done that when we first got it. Alright, I'm full. The guys are just about done with that field. They should be done like the next, I don't know, 30 minutes. 20, 30 minutes. So I ordered us pizza. It's my turn to cook tonight. So I'm gonna go pick it up. And pizza place is just right beside the grain bins. So get that, take Cody over to get some trucks, and we'll get moved over. At least get it opened up to where we can turn the trucks around when we get here. So. Convoy's rolling out. And I'm multitasking. Alright, it's dark now. Dad did not move over yet. He's got to fuel his combine, so it's just me tonight, I guess. So basically all we got room for is to fill the trucks. So let's get to it. Is anybody else's Kloss? Every time I get in this thing, I have to turn on my warning beacon for 70% and my unloading light. None of the ones Dad's ever had, did you have to do that in?
So this is, we're looking at like the last couple hours here tonight with the 875 on Enver with the grain cart. Reaction, as far as, you know, what I think of the machine. I don't have a whole lot of comparison. The 1038 is the only other tractor I've really been in to compare it to in the last 15 years. Spent a little bit of time in the 8400 Deere a couple weeks ago, but I mean, that was, you know, a completely different tractor and completely different work. power-wise, but I haven't had any problems in the cart. I mean, it's not wanted for power pulling any kind of grade with any kind of load on it. The tracks run well, it's smooth. As I put hours on the machine, the clutching seems to get a little smoother. Of course, hooked to the grain cart, unloading on the trucks is kind of a big thing. It's getting a little smoother. Fuel consumption has dropped, and I think that's more of a function of me getting more used to the controls as far as the engine controls and maintaining constant ground speed at different RPMs. It is pretty easy to match ground speed with combine in this machine. It seems like it's maybe a little taller than the 1038, a little easier to see into a truck when you're loading. It's got nice lights on the machine. However, I will say one thing, there is, with your work lamps on, there is a dead spot kind of right out in front, and that is work lamps with no like street lights. So you kind of got to turn on, you know, your street lamps to get any kind of coverage out in front of you. And maybe that's just the way this machine is set up. I don't know. Overall, runs great. It's nice and smooth smooth ride. I'm sure Brian will probably talk more about the 875 whenever he gets the tillage tool hooked to it and you know, puts an implement in the dirt. So I'll shut this off and he'll talk more to you later.
Well, that's new. I don't think that'll go through the combine. On a side note, it's going to make a really cool deer blind. I mean, what kind of maze is this? What are we doing here? I can't match that corner. There's a tree there. I wonder if he knows the roads go the other direction. Let's see if we can navigate this. Oh, I see. Look at that. That's a mute part. You know, opening up fields really sucks. But doing it at night is by far my favorite. I had a degree of sarcasm there. But check that out. That's custom. Tree down the field, went around it, popped it with the ladder, but the thing swivels. It's meant to break away so you don't tear your ladder off. Hopefully it's not dead. I mean, I don't need to get out yet anyway, so might as well keep going. Oh yeah. Good as new.
According to you guys on YouTube, I'm supposed to take care of those.
Okay, we finally got the field opened up, or at least opened enough for tonight, so now we can start going back and forth. All the trucks are loaded, all we have left is the cart though. Well, it's tall corn, everything's full, so this is the last pass. That is steaming. It's like 20 degrees. I don't like it. I like the cold weather only when it's duck season, not when it's farming season. I gotta check this bin again, make sure we got enough room to let this run all night. That is a mess. I do not want to come over here 2 in the morning, find out this thing overflowed. All right, we got 3 rings, 3.5 rings. That's about 15,000 bushel. I don't think we're drying very much an hour right now. I think he's got it going pretty slow, so that'll probably be enough to run all night. So guys, that's it for tonight. Hopefully we'll be back to harvesting corn tomorrow. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brian's Farm News and Facebook at Brown Farms. If you like what you see today, be sure to thumbs up the video. That'd mean a lot to us, and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next one.